What have we done?
My greetings to the students at large. My name is Busiswa Stofu, the incoming financial officer deployed by the Pan-African Student Movement of Azania. I will start by highlighting the functions of the financial officer within the SRC. It is to reconcile the SRC portfolio budget, to exercise financial control overall portfolio budget, to organize all treasures of student organizations affiliated to the SRC, to submit a financial report to the SRC each quarter, to handle the SRC's petty cash. I believe that I'm the best candidate for this portfolio. As an accounting student, when I get to that office, I will be dealing with what I am trained and familiar for. IZWE LETHU. I believe it is every student's right to quality and accessible education. No higher application fees should prohibit any student from pursuing their dreams. The application fee for an entrance into an academic institution should be regulated to accommodate each and every potential student. Whether you are coming from a poor or a wealthy family, you still have the right to access tertiary education. I am quite aware of the unreasonable increases in the application fee at CUT. Between 2014 and 2016 alone, the increase in the application fees is 24%. That is ridiculous. And I will make sure that once I'm the financial officer, such increases comes to an end. Institutions such as the University of Free State requires no application fee. I will make sure that as Central University of Technology, we endeavor into the same direction. Excluding a student academically on financial grounds is not fair to the poor students. In previous years, and even in the current year, there are many students who are academically excelling, yet who do not have funding. They were financially excluded. Now, whereas within the institution, we've got merit bursaries for such students, but the outgoing financial officer and their team, they didn't make enough efforts to provide awareness to the students about such bursaries. As the incoming financial officer, I will introduce campaigns that will provide awareness to the students about such bursaries. For students who are still academically doing well, but who do not qualify for merit bursaries, I will raise funds. First, the SRC receives quite a very fat budget. That money is for students' needs first, and I will make sure that it assists the needs of the student. Again, in assistance, I will also introduce other campaigns to raise funds, such as doing gala dinners, introducing soccer tournaments, pool tournaments. All the money that is raised within those games will assist those students who are academically doing well but who do not have funding. Again, the retailers such as OK, Pick and Pay, Stadium Inn, and all those restaurants that CUT students are currently swiping at, they are benefiting a lot from CUT students and yet are contributing nothing. I will make sure when I'm the financial officer that I go to those businesses one by one, including Fansky, asking them to contribute something to assist those students who are facing financial exclusion. IZWE LETHU. Again, I'm quite aware of the late allocation of the meal and book allowance. As I'm talking to you, there are students whose meal allowance is already depleted. When I'm the financial officer, I will do a survey so that students can decide whether they want their meal allowance to be loaded all at once, or should it be loaded monthly, quarterly, semester, or per year. And then to ensure that students are to ensure that there is no student who will enter Butroski Hall with an empty stomach. IZWE LETHU. Again, the late allocation of book allowance has a huge impact on the student's life. Normally, it is loaded around the beginning of April, whereas the first tests start around the beginning of March. It affects students, especially semester students, because when they are writing their first tests, they do not have enough study material. How are they expected to pass? When I'm the financial officer, I will ensure that at least a week later, after the class has commenced, the book allowance should be loaded. IZWE LETHU. I am the living testimony that even now, as I'm talking to you, today it is the 4th of September, and yet there are students whose accommodation and transport allowance is not yet loaded. Remember, some of the students are staying in private accommodations. Those people, they've got expenses to pay, they've got bills to pay, water and electricity. Students, since they moved there in February, it is now September, it is not yet loaded. They are now expelling our students. Our students are homeless, and yet we're facing the exam. How are they supposed to pass when they are homeless? Under my leadership, I will ensure that latest at the end of April, the accommodation and transport allowance is loaded. IZWE LETHU. Currently, the institution is using the capitalist education system, which focuses more on the profit than the product that it produces. As PASMA, we promote socialistic education, the kind of education system that focuses more on the student than the profit. Therefore, the socialist education system, it promotes 0% fee increment. It promotes 0% fee increment on both application and tuition fees. As PASMA, we say we will fight up until this type of education, this system of education, up until is used within the institution of CUT. IZWE LETHU. Come the 7th of September, vote Busiswa Stofu as the incoming financial officer. Again, I will ensure that I also think that it is not fair for a student to be charged 60 rands and to be required to pay the 60 rands immediately before he or she can get another student card. Because if now it happens that you lose your student card on your way to write exam, it means you are not going to be allowed to write exam. I will request that the 60 rands should be added into the student's account rather than for the student to be expected to pay it in cash. If the student is writing and it happens that the student doesn't have 60 rand, that means the student cannot write exams, and it is not fair because that is indirectly leading to an academic exclusion as it increases the chances of the student to fail. IZWE LETHU. 7 September, vote Busiswa Stofu as the incoming financial officer, and you will see the change. IZWE LETHU. High morale, high discipline. Train a woman, train the nation.
Senza